Well, since the month of August has been over for a couple days now, it took me a couple days to decide about these choices, but here they are, the top 5 movies that I saw in August. Now these are going to be kind of like mini reviews in a kind of a top 5 format. I don't have time to go into full in-depth reviews because I'm starting my first day of classes. Yep, it's September 3rd and I gotta go back. But hey people, I still will be making videos. In fact, starting Labor Day or September 7th, I will have my suck-ass songs and then my splendid songs coming back on September 8th. So every Monday and Tuesday you'll be seeing that. And who knows, you'll see a surprise maybe on Wednesdays and Thursdays. You may never know. But anyhow, let's get on to number 5, which is American Ultra. Now American Ultra I didn't really expect to go see at all this month. But I ended up going with a couple friends of mine because we wanted to hang out or something. So we were like, hey, why not American Ultra? So we went and saw it, and what do I think of it? It's good, but it certainly has its flaws. So what's the movie about? So it stars Jesse Eisenberg and Kristen Stewart. They're both stoners in West Virginia, and let's see now, Jesse Eisenberg works at this convenience store. And it turns out he was a former CIA agent or CIA experiment, and the government's after him because he apparently can kill people when he goes into this euphoric state. So yeah, I won't give too much away after that, but this movie, while it had a lot of funny moments, it's just still, the first half of the movie had a bit of some writing issues and some consistencies issues, but still, it is kind of a dumb, enjoyable stoner and a summer movie. So I would give it about a 7 out of 10. Okay, number 4 might shock a lot of people, but you'll understand my reasoning. Number 4 is Fantastic Four. Wow, what a coincidence. Or in this case, Four Sticks, since, the 4 is the 8th. You get the point. But anyhow, why would I put this movie at number 4? Well, despite all the negative reviews calling this one of the worst superhero movies ever, I actually didn't find it that bad. Now, before you start saying like, oh, White Rice, you don't know what you're talking about, you're an awful film critic. Well, yes, this movie does have its issues, definitely. First of all, some of the writing, like in Jurassic World, is a bit flimsy. And yes, there's not as much action as expected. But most people don't think there's really a middle. Really? I see there is being a middle, really. I won't spoil it for you people out there. I would explain the story about Fantastic Four, but I'm sure a lot of you already know it if you saw the 2005 movie or if you've seen the recent 2015 movie. And plus, if any of you are comic book fans, and plus you've probably seen plenty of reviews for it, so I'm not going to go into it. But basically, it's a story about the Fantastic Four, like the 2005 movie. Honestly, I didn't think the acting was that bad. And, the CGI, it was okay, it wasn't great. But still, I thought this movie had some comedic elements in it, despite its dark and serious tone. So yeah, I would also give it a 7 out of 10. It's not the best superhero movie of the year, but it's certainly not the worst. I think Fantastic Four Stick is honestly something you should go check out. Like if you haven't seen these other free movies, or if you've already seen these free movies I'm about to mention. Because number 3 is The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Now, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., as you know, is based off the 1960s TV show based on the same name. And it stars Armie Hammer and Henry Cavill as these two agents. One from Henry Cavill being from the United States and Armie Hammer being from the Soviet Union. And both of them have to try to find something that involves a nuclear weapon, and they have to work together even though they're from both countries that hate each other. What I like about this movie is the chemistry between Cavill and Hammer. It feels so realistic. It feels like they actually both give a shit about their roles, really, unlike in previous movies. But anyhow, Guy Ritchie, he does a pretty good job directing it. It's not like Snatch-worthy good. It's still something. Also, Alicia Vikander, she is great as like the person they have to save from East Germany. She was also an Ex Machina. If you haven't seen my review, she was excellent in that. But anyhow, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., it's a nice, silly action movie with a lot of serious elements. I could make a video into reasons why it didn't do so good at the box office, but for right now, this movie, despite having maybe 1 or 2 writing issues, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. Okay, number 2 is a little indie movie, or a little bit of a smaller movie that some of you may have not heard of. It's called The Gift, directed and starring Joel Edgerton and what's his name? I can't think. Oh, Jason Bateman. Yep. And it's about these two, like they had issues in high school, and now Joel Edgerton is after Jason Bateman since he moved to Los Angeles recently with his wife. And oh boy, what I like about this movie is that, you know, it doesn't go for the bloody horror kind of scares, but rather it goes for the traditional kind of mindfuck scares, really. I mean, this is just a creepy movie. I mean, if you're wondering why it's rated R, it's just really because of language. It's nothing else that will really disturb audiences, really. I mean, parents, if you have a teenager who wants to go see this movie, just let them go see it with you. I mean, it's really nothing that will be too disturbing, although, yeah, but here's the thing though, this movie will make you think. It won't obviously tell you the answers, so you just gotta kind of put it together. So if you like movies that make you think and that'll give you kind of chills, then this is your movie. But my number 1 favorite movie of August that I've seen, and a lot of you probably already guessed it, it's Straight Outta Compton. Now, Straight Outta Compton, oh boy. Not only is it one of the best movies I've seen this August, it's also one of the best movies I've seen this summer. I mean, being a big fan of NWA since I was a younger kid, I mean, I knew what the story was going on, and I thought it was going to be good, but I didn't expect it to be this good. First of all, you get the director of The Italian Job on it, mixed with some of the producers of NWA like Ice Cube and Dr. Dre. You get great casting like Ice Cube's son as Ice Cube. I mean, and Paul Giamatti as the agent, and you got yourself one hell of a cast. And then, next of all, I just like how everything was put together, even if they left out some details. Dr. Dre and girlfriends. But yeah, I can understand why they left that out. I mean, I'm sorry if it might seem like spoilers, but this is all based off true fact. Like, literally, you can go on their Wikipedia page, and it'll pretty much tell you the entire movie. Like, not about the movie itself, but about the history, or if you do enough research. But yeah, pretty much, while this movie is a bit long, 2.5 hours long, it never felt boring or never felt stale. You see, that was one of the problems of American Ultra. The pacing was kind of bad, but unlike this, the pacing is just excellent. I mean, it chronicles the lives of all these rappers. I mean, I was a little disappointed they didn't go more into MC Ren or DJ Yella, but they told plenty enough about Eazy-E, Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, and I think that's what that movie was truly going for. And you know, good, and kudos for them. So I'm giving this movie about a 9.5 out of 10 for just great writing, great acting, and just sticking to mostly the truth. So okay, so that's my top 5 movies of August. Stay tuned for Labor Day when I release my top 10 movies of the summer. And until again, this is White Rice signing off. Bye.